Hi, I'm Robert Dutt for ChannelBuzz.ca, joined today by Steve Phillips, CIO of Avnet. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here, Rob.
We had the chance to do this about a year ago and got some great insights on sort of what was on the minds of the Fortune 500 CIO at that point in time. But a year and a little bit later, can you tell me what's top of mind for you and for the CIO in the early part of 2016?
Well, I think my first comment on that question would be, it just seems that the pace of change is continuing to accelerate in IT. So there's a lot going on, lot of things changing. Certainly as my IT team and myself, we look at our plans for 2016. We're thinking a lot about software-defined data centers. That's starting to come into the mainstream, and it's time to start investing in that technology. Cloud, private and public, of course, just continues to get traction. We certainly have, when we think about applications, we think now about a mobile-first approach, where we're starting to use, for business purposes, some of those great consumer features that you see in mobile phones, like geo-positioning, the ease of taking photographs and documents, etc. And we think those benefits can now play into the business landscape as well. And then something that I'd say is gaining traction. So I think it's got a way to go yet before it's mainstream, but we're starting to invest in it here at Avnet, is machine learning. So if you think about these huge data sets that we have in terms of information, machine learning is really about how do you start to predict the future behavior rather than looking back historically. I hear that Google are using some of this technology for their self-driving cars, for example. And it just seems to me that if you think about self-driving cars, it's always better to know what's ahead, or be able to forecast or predict what's ahead, rather than looking in the rear-view mirror.
Yes.
And I think that's clearly good guidance for driving cars. It's probably also good for managing business as well.
All right. In addition to that, and kind of underpinning that and everything else in technology and business, security always top of mind. For you, for your partners, for the whole of the C-suite, I dare say, as it's a daily headline kind of topic. Any recent changes in your thinking and your approach to security?
Well, look, I think we all know that cybersecurity and security concerns are not going to go away anytime soon. It's here to stay. We're in for the long run. I would tell you that when I talk and our team talks to our customers and suppliers, it continues to be a topic of discussion. It's really important for Avnet that we're seen as being very credible and safe with the way that we handle the information of our customers, our suppliers, our employees. It's something that's on the mind of our board of directors, and I suspect many boards of directors of public companies. We just made a big announcement. We just announced that Sean Valkamp, who's been our IT security director for quite some time, he's a well-tenured employee of Avnet, set up most of our security practice, and we've just announced that he's become Avnet's first Chief Information Security Officer. So it's a well-deserved promotion by Sean. And we also feel it's an important message that we give internally and externally about how seriously we take information security and protecting who can access data that Avnet holds.
All right, great. It feels like it's a topic that was brewing for a number of years, but 2015 was kind of the year that the rockets got put behind Internet of Things in business, and I think as a result of that, in the channel as well. Something that's accelerating. What are your thoughts on IoT and what it's going to mean for you in your role and for the CIO in general?
Maybe I could sort of broaden your question just a little bit, if you don't mind, Rob.
Sure.
We think IoT, the Internet of Things, in particular the industrial Internet of Things, is an area where Avnet can add tremendous value to our customers. So we have this term that we use at Avnet about the Internet of Things being from edge to enterprise. And if you think about all of our offerings at our company, we have great expertise in designing systems, both embedded systems as well as IT systems in the data center. We have good expertise in components, perhaps sensing components that are at the start of many IoT systems, as well as data warehousing, data analytics, etc. at the back end. So edge to enterprise is a term that we're using within Avnet. We're really building out our end-to-end solutions to go to market and hopefully allow our customers to get rapidly ramped up and running, as I say, end-to-end IoT systems. We made an important hire earlier this year. We hired Eric Williams as our VP of the Internet of Things, and he's onboarding right now into Avnet, and his job is to really join up all of the collective resources of Avnet to make sure we stay compelling and relevant in that market.
Make it a cohesive story across the company. All right. So I gather those are the trends that you're kind of tracking as a CIO. Clearly, as a CIO, part of your job is bringing innovation, both for folks, in your case, internal to Avnet, and to the solution providers that you work with and sell to. Can you share some details about what you guys have been up to at the IT department and what some of the big projects you're on are?
So we're real busy working with our technical solutions colleagues, of course. So look, as we've just been chatting here, there's quite some change going on in the marketplace. Mm-hmm. That's driving quite a lot of investment and innovation by my team to make sure that our technology solutions colleagues just have the very best offerings as we go to market with the value-added resellers. So a couple of things that we've recently introduced are the Avnet Cloud Marketplace. So this is an online property on the web that our partners can use to provision cloud services from our cloud service providers. What's special about it is it provides one-stop shopping in effect for our partners to go to this site. They can provision automatically. They can get unified billing, and they can also it's an Avnet property, but it allows them to white label the website for their end customers as well. So it's something that they can extend to their customers. As I say, it provides one-stop shopping for a whole range of cloud-based services. And then secondly, I'd say we've recently launched Urenew. Urenew is fairly straightforward conceptually, quite complicated from a technology point of view, but it provides right up-to-date information to our customers about their end customers and maintenance contracts that are coming up for expiry, and it makes it just really easy to reach out to those end customers in terms of leads, in terms of asking them about providing quotes and asking them to renew those contracts. So we think there's just a real good opportunity there for, in a very straightforward way, for our VARs to get higher renewal rates on maintenance contracts. And then lastly, I'd say we're also working again in the cloud on Avnet Academy. So that's an important, training is an important development area for Avnet in terms of offerings to the marketplace. We've been scaling up those offerings, and there's quite some technology work behind the scenes to make sure our systems are up to the high standards our customers expect there in terms of ease of interaction and doing business with Avnet, and provisioning training courses for their customers.
All right, great. Taking the solution provider's viewpoint for a second, what do you think are the trends that they need to be addressing, the changes that they need to be addressing with their clients and thinking about for their future?
Well, we spoke earlier on about the continuing acceleration in the rate of change of technology, etc. And I would tell you, as a CIO, I feel with the rate of business change that's going on, there's a constant pressure, I think, for many IT teams to accelerate their rate of delivery. And it's driven by the markets that we all operate in. It's driven by business need. So a challenge for many IT folks is, how can we accelerate? How can we deliver more with the same amount of resources? And I think from our point of view, that's not all about the Avnet IT team. It's about how can we use smart outsourcing? How can we use the cloud more to set up environments faster? And how can we understand and be more open on managed services? And the combined effect of all of those techniques is to accelerate our rate of delivery to our business colleagues. And there's quite some opportunity out there, I think, for service providers to provide those services, of course, to IT shops.
All right, great. And just to wrap it up, that's sort of the areas they should be thinking about. Any concrete tips or tactical bits of thought on how to work with the CIO, the IT department in 2016, and how that is evolving?
Well, I would offer a few pieces of sort of what I observe in the marketplace. So first of all, there is a valued relationship typically that exists with the IT teams. So just continue to be a part of your customer's business.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Delivering value. Some of the technologies are changing right now, I think, as we go. Perhaps it's not a wholesale move, but as things increasingly go from on-premise into the cloud, delivering value is an evergreen goal, and it's always desired by your customers. So as long as the value proposition is clear and there's a good solution, that's something that will apply no matter what the technology is. I would say that many IT shops are finding good, skilled IT resources in short supply.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that plays well as an opportunity for service providers to provide those resources and skills as needed. And then lastly, certainly with the public cloud becoming more prevalent, the decision makers in terms of IT investments are changing. So it's not always the CIO these days. Hopefully the CIO is still engaged in decisions, but sometimes the chief marketing officer, the chief digital officer, chief financial officer, they're now part of sourcing decisions and selecting products that they're going to use in their teams. So what I would say to service providers and VARs is make sure that you're reaching out in your network beyond just the CIO and your customers.
All right. Solid advice. Appreciate you taking the time to provide the CIO perspective, and thanks for joining us.
Rob, thanks a lot. Have a great day.